Hey y'all, this is Voluptuously Skinny and I am going to do the app video today. I don't have an exhaustive list of apps, but I'm just going to share the ones that I use. I used to have probably, I don't know, 10 to 15 apps on my phone that I tried to go through, and there were some that I just decided weren't really benefiting me, or I wasn't using all the benefits that they offered, or I just didn't feel like they were something that I would use, so I deleted those. So I'm just going to share with you, I think there are maybe 6 or 7 apps that I use, so I'm just going to share those with you because I finally found out how to do the screenshot video that Dion was talking about. So anyway, here are the apps, and you'll just have to let me know what you like or what you're interested in knowing more about. But I'm just going to do just a short review on each of them. So see you in a little bit. Bye. VSG app folder, and the apps that I have are here listed. So one of the things, let me go here first. So Real Self, and I don't know if Real Self is going to show any bad stuff, so I don't really want to open it. But, and I don't mean bad stuff, but Real Self is an app for people who are looking forward to having different procedures. And so Real Self has a lot of different feeds on there that you can look. And so I don't always control, let me push this little eye. That eye actually closes any pictures that may be considered kind of vulgar or whatnot, uncensored. So these are apps that you can go through to look at different people's surgeries. And I've got several things bookmarked: baby doll, paniculectomy, body lift, brachioplasty, breast reduction, of course. And this is also the app that I used for myself. Oh yeah, wow. L cup to E cup to document my own journey. So anyway, that is that app. The other apps that I use are My Weight. This is the Weight Diary, Get to Go, Myfitnesspal, Happy Skill, Bariatric Timer, Fooducate, Yumly, and my Up for my Jawbone. The other ones are, this is just a low carb article that I've saved, and then my blood pressure. I was required to record my blood pressure over the course of like 30 days or so in order to see if not taking my blood pressure medication was acceptable. So the first app, My Weight, and remember that I record my weight daily, and a lot of these apps work with you recording your weight daily. I haven't recorded my weight for today, so I'll record that actually after I videotape. So you can enter your weight here, put your weight in, and it has all your current details. It has your starting weight. It has what your target weight is, and this target weight is my most recent goal. It shows you your progress towards your goal and the time that you have left towards your goal. It also records body fat percentage, how much you've lost, and how much you have remaining to reach your goal. What your class is, and I'm obese class 1. I'm almost in the underweight, not underweight, but overweight category. I think there are like maybe 2-3 different classes of obesity. What your average daily weight is, what your dietary goals are, and your average weekly weight loss. It also has a graph on here that shows you where you are. And as you can see, it's got a lot of different plots on there. Like I said, I record daily. It shows you your history of recording, and the bars, the green, yellow, and I think light green, kind of show you where you are and what you should expect, whether or not it's good or bad. If it's in the yellow going into red, that means that, hey, you need to change something up. Something's not going so well. If it stays in the green to light green, then you know you are pretty much on the right track. Now, like I said, I weigh daily, so mine fluctuate daily. I only look at my Wednesday's goals as my definitive, or my Wednesday weigh-in as my definitive weigh-in. So the next one is Weight Diary, And this one is also a daily weight. I record daily. It shows you let me go back a little bit. It gives you a scale that you can look at from 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 3 month, and then 6 month. It also gives you your trend of calories, of like as far as your weight, how much you need to eat less in order to lose a particular amount of weight, and then how much you are to your goal. Okay. It also shows your current trend of downward, what your longest trend was as far as going down in weight, your total loss, and then it shows you just by saying, 1 week, 3 pounds, 2 weeks, 2.4 pounds, so forth and so on. And then the last thing is just what your daily BMI and what your daily weight is as you've recorded. That is all that I use on this one. Get to Goal. This one is probably one of my favorites because Get to Goal shows my progress throughout. Like I said, I weigh daily, and this one rounds it off. So if you put that you weigh 203.6, it's actually going to show up as 204. Now, one of the reasons that it is my favorite is because it also records where you are in your weight loss journey. So this says 11 months, 3 days since surgery at the top. And it also shows you trends. So this is my trends over the last, since I started, basically. You can spread it out and see that it shows you your trends. One of the things that I like about it is if you look, you can see the red, the blue, and the green bars are the line graphs. My data is in black. The green at the bottom is above average. The middle blue one is on track. And the red one means keep working. That means that you could probably do a little bit better as far as your weight loss is concerned, but you're still losing, but just to keep working. And you have to plot over a continuous amount of time really to kind of get your trend marked on here. So my trend, as y'all can see, is below the above average, and that's just where I am. But anywhere in between that blue and that green, you're right on track, okay? And then just don't forget that anything between 2 to 6 pounds loss, or an average over the course of the time that you're losing, is considered to be on track, anywhere between 2 to 6 pounds. So don't think that if you're not at 6 pounds or if you're not losing 30 pounds per month that you are not doing well, okay? Anything on average between 2 to 6. So I really like that. The other thing that I like is the goals. This actually sets up based on your personal and your individual weight, where you began. It actually sets up points throughout the years that you are to mark your year, your journey, to show you where about you should be. So as you can see on Keep Working, 276, I started at 370, my weight, and I think this one actually judges all this based on your actual surgery weight. And so this is based on my surgery weight of 329.6, which would be 330 here, to show me above average at 252, on track 264, and Keep Working at 276. And you can see automatically it recorded at 6 months where my weight was 248. So I was just slightly above average, okay? So right now I'm above average because I'm 203 and I'm looking to be 197 by my year mark, which is going to be slightly above where, or under where above average should be at 2 years. And then this kind of gives you it still keeps track because it expects you, to continue using it throughout this time. So it'll even keep track of the 2 years, okay? So, and then after that, I don't know. Tools, it also gives a diabetes resolution. And like it says, you have to have diabetes to be able to use this particular tool, and I don't. So you can also go to settings, set up your profile, set up notifications, and I'll look at my profile. Yeah, so this goes with my starting weight at 330, which was my surgery weight, because my actual starting weight in July of last year was 370 or 369.9. Starting weight, my starting BMI as of the surgery, My starting age was 42 at that time. And it'll ask you if you've had surgery. When you've had surgery, it'll also ask you about your A1C information, and that's where you can use the additional tools. And it also, I don't know if it has tools for these or not because I've never used them. I've never had these issues. But it also, you can mark any issues such as pulmonary hypertension, congestive heart failure, liver disease, or have type 2 diabetes and anything that you're taking for that. Okay, and then you can also set up notifications. I have no notifications set up, reset, and then it tells you about the app. That is called the Get to Go app. And then, of course, another favorite, Myfitnesspal. Myfitnesspal is an awesome way to get encouragement because you see different friends that you can add. It gives you articles. It gives you videos that you can watch. And just kind of gives you everything at a glance. If you use your iPhone to count your steps, it actually shows you how many steps that you've taken throughout the day. I use my Jawbone for that, so it doesn't really load up to this one. The Jawbone doesn't, but this information does load up to the Jawbone. So you can see my diary. I haven't recorded anything yet, even though I have eaten some things, but I'll kind of show you some of my past diaries for this week. So you have edit diary, and then you have the function to complete your diet or complete your diary. This will not complete my diary today because I haven't eaten anything. In fact, it'll tell me, based on your calories consumed for today, you are likely not eating enough. And it will do that for anything under 1,000 calories. And sometimes it'll do it if you are right at 1,000 calories. So sometimes I'll trick it, or I'll try to, and I'll put in add quick calories in, which you can click here, add quick add, and then I'll put in like whatever needs to add up to 1,000. We'll put in 1,000. Sometimes you can put in 1,000 and you'll do it to complete it and it still won't do it. But this particular time it did, 193. It predicts what you might weigh in 5 weeks if you continue to eat like that particular day. So let me delete that.
One sec. What's going on?
So let me go back. Okay, so what you want to do on this particular app, it's got several features that you can use. You can click on the amount of calories at the top and it'll show you your calories. This is actually a weekly view that's going from the week that I just started. So you can do weekly view, you can do daily view, or you can just change the date to go to a particular date. I'm going to go to daily view, and then I'm going to go back to, actually, I'm going to do weekly view, go back a week to last week, and then go to daily view. So your daily view, it'll show you your calories that you've eaten, the percentage that you've eaten in each of the categories of breakfast, snack 1, lunch, snack 2, dinner, snack 3. And then it'll give you your total calories for the day, your net calories, and what your goal was. It also has other things that you can add on here for upgrade to premium, but I like the free version. Okay, it'll also show your nutrients for the week. So my nutrients for last week were about 70. Oh, it's about 79. Oh no, that's the daily view. Okay, so my calories for Saturday, August 13th, or my protein was 79 grams for the day, carbs 132, fiber, sugar, fat, saturated fat, and you can set this up to read anything that you want it to read. Looks like I need to take more iron. And then it'll also show your macros. And as you can see, I ate a lot of carbs on that Saturday. And it was probably, I don't know if it may have been a movie Saturday, but I don't know. Also, if you go to a weekly view, go back to calories. It'll show you your calories for each day. And then it'll show you your average at the very end that's in gray. And that's the total. It'll also show you your net calories, which a lot of times I really don't go by my net, but my net is, because it's lower, I like to see actually what I'm consuming. And as you can see, I'm not exactly perfect. There was a day that I actually went over on those calories. Nutrients, it will tell you your weekly view for your nutrients. And so protein, I'm down from about 86 from last week, 90, and the week before that, 95, and so forth and so on. So, and then also your macros. And your macros, that the three that I look at are my protein, my fat, and my carbs. And it'll show you your percentage, what your goal was, and what your percentage was, and if you met that. And for the most part, I met them on protein, exceeded them in fat, and not quite on my carbs, which is okay. So let's go back today and then go back. So I add in pretty much everything that touches my lips. There are some things that I will forget, like a peppermint here and there, which we shouldn't, because those are going to be the things that we're going to need to be most aware of when we start to hit those plateaus, or when we're not losing weight as quickly as we want to, or when we're not losing weight, or we're losing weight really, really slow. So anyway, those are the things that you want to be aware of. So I try to put everything that touches my lips, I try to put it in here. And like I said, as far as exercise, you can see that it says 9 calories that they added back in for exercise. But my Jawbone does not upload to Myfitnesspal, but Myfitnesspal does download to my Jawbone. So I can go in and physically put in the steps, but I usually don't, because like I said, I don't look at net for the most part anyway. So, you see, I typically start off breakfast with a chocolate shake, multivitamins, chocolate peanut butter protein bar, and body boosting antioxidant mix that was like walnuts and cauliflower. I mean, not cauliflower, walnuts and dried cranberries and things like that. And this particular day, I ate at Chicken Express, so I had a little yeast roll, chicken tenders, green beans, and then snack buttered popcorn flavored candies. Yep, y'all know that's my downfall. So I think this was a movie day. I had candy lifesavers and some PB Thins, which are really good, but I've gotten rid of those because those are triggers too. So if I complete my diary from this day, it predicts that 5 weeks from that point, I should have weighed 195.6. So y'all, I'm going to hit that Wonderland pretty doggone soon. So the other thing you can see is the progress. And I usually show all of my weigh-ins. Like I said, I weigh in daily. And it'll show you exactly what I'm down. You can also do since your starting weight, 1 year, 6 months, 3 months, 2 months, 1 month, and 1 week where you are. And you can see I was going up and down, because this is kind of like my cycle period. Or cycle time. So also you can record in not just weight, but you can record your steps. You can also record your measurements, neck, waist, and hips. And I don't think I've put in any of my measurements, but I need to now that I see that again, so that I can see the overall. So if I put in my neck, it would show start, current, and what it changed. Same thing. I'm going to go in and do that. And then steps, it'll show the same thing over a period of time. Okay, 1 week and all. So you can see over the course of months how many steps you've taken, what was the best, and your average number, and then your entries. And like I said, this isn't really recording. It's not recording everything, but it records a lot of it. And actually, this looks like it may be downloading some of my Jawbone information, because some of these steps are pretty high for it not to have recorded them. So anyway, let me go back to my weight. And then the last thing are the options. So you can see how much you've lost. You can see your current streak of how many times you've logged in, which is one of my things. I'm almost logged in, almost 400 days. So I've recorded over a year now, which is exciting. So it gives you options to change up your profiles, tells you how many friends you have. I have 34 on here. It shows you your goals, starting weight, your current weight, your goal weight, weekly loss, your activity level. And of course, I put not very active because I am not as of now. You can also put in your fitness goals, any additional nutrient goals, your calorie and macronutrients. And this is what I put in. I put this in based on information from my nutritionist and what she has told me based on my activity level and based on my current weight. So don't treat this as gold, because this is based on me individually. And if you want to know how to set it, just ask your nutritionist and they can help you out a lot better than what I can. So the other thing is additional nutrients, and this is where you can add in any specific number that you want to add in. I think with sodium, I think she told me that mine should be almost half, especially early on, should be almost half of what, and see, it gives you an option to change it. It should be almost half of what normal people eat, because I don't want to say normal people, but what a typical diet is, because my calories were about half of what a typical diet was. But now that they're increasing, I'm up to 2,300, and I think a daily allowance is about 2,500. Okay, and also they have different challenges on here that you can choose from. Here is the nutrition again, and it'll just show you the same thing that it shows you on your other page. Recipes and food. So it also gives you the option of adding in your recipes and you adding up the number of calories and servings that are in each of those recipes, so that you just have them on here. And I've added a few of those. Foods, just anything that you might have that you can't find in here, or that you have information on. For instance, the chocolate protein shake that I had from the hospital, which was this one. I actually called down and got the information, nutritional information, and I went ahead and added that in as a food so that I would have it. And then any meals that you have. I do my afternoon supplements, morning supplements, Cobb salad at home, Cobb salad, McAllister's, Kids Garden. Anything that I typically will get that I need to know quickly. That Carnation Good Start shake. I don't think I've touched that since then. So anyway, that's that. Any reminders, this will actually remind you to make sure that you're recording. And I say any item for one day, just that's making sure that I record in my diary, because I don't want to mess up my goal as far as to continue recording every day. And usually I just record as soon as I eat. You can also connect with different apps. And those are all the apps that you can connect with. Mine is the Jawbone Up app that I connected with, as well as Runkeeper. And then it'll record your steps. You can do it from the iPhone. Oh, look at there. I need to click on it for it to upload. How about that? So that may help me out. That's why it's not loading. How about that? Okay, so blogging, and that's the blog for the Myfitnesspal, and they have lots of different suggestions. Any messages and I've messaged people have messaged me, list of friends, and requests. I don't have any requests as of now, as well as other things and other settings, okay? So that is it on there. Happy Scale. Happy Scale is another app that is a great predictor of where you should be. It also kind of keeps up with how much you're losing, or whether or not you've hit a plateau, or where your weight is going. My weight has this specific up-down effect, up, down, up, down, up, down, and I'll show you that on my logbook here in a minute. But it'll show you your moving average from yesterday. It'll show you your 10-day best and when you weighed it. Okay, so yes, mine is a little bit lower than what I had originally weighed, because like I said, I record daily. And then my latest entry as of yesterday. It'll show your weight loss progress, which my goal, y'all know my mini goal is 197. Show you how much you've completed it and how many more pounds that you have to go. It also shows you your weight trends. And my weight trends lost in the last 7 days, 30 days, in the last 90 days, and at an all-time. So you have to make sure you just don't get frustrated, because this will, when you can see it over a period of time, it actually makes you feel a little bit better, because you know you're on the right track. The other thing is this predictions. It shows your commitment which I've committed to losing or getting rid of 2 pounds a week. It also shows you your current weight, which I'm almost at a year's, and I'm eating a lot more, so my current rate is much lower. But it also shows my overall rate over a period of time. So it doesn't bother me so much that my current rate is at 0.59 because my overall rate is at 2.69, which means that I'm right on track. I'm right between that 2 to 6 pounds over a period of time average. So these are the predictions that it's showing. It says, at 2.69 pounds per week, you will reach, these particular goals in this particular amount of time. And it is a prediction. It is not solid gold. It is not to be taken as the final word. Just understand that our bodies fluctuate in different things that we eat, whether or not we eat, too many carbs or too much sodium, or whether or not we're on our cycles or having some type of hormonal issues or thyroid issues. Our weight is going to fluctuate, okay? These are the weight charts, and this shows from July through August, and you can see it. I think this one just shows 30 days because I think you have to buy it for it to show. Nope, these are right. Okay, so this one will show from 1 year to all of them, okay? And I usually just look at the last 30 days. Okay, as far as reports, this gives you monthly reports. You have to pay for a weekly or a yearly report, but monthly is perfectly fine with me. So if I go back all the way to June 2015, which is about when I started, June, July, it'll actually show how much weight you went down over the period of that month. So you can see 6 pounds, 15.7 pounds. And these July and August, you guys, were before my surgery. So don't think that, you can't get the weight off. Or I heard somebody say one time, hey, they're going to have you losing weight like a bariatric patient. Yeah, I wasn't, I hadn't had weight loss surgery at the time, but I was still losing pretty good weight. So anyway, don't let people talk to you like that. It's just craziness. So anyway, 14.8, and then when I got the surgery, 14.1 pounds the first month, 15, 14.6, 12.2, 8.1. See, and it does go down. It goes down, and don't be worried about that. That's just our body's way of catching up, okay? 10 pounds in February. In March, it was 8, went down to 18, but remember, I had my reduction during that time, so 6 pounds of that, over 6 pounds, 6.5, were due to that. And then 11 pounds in April, 13 in May, and then all of a sudden in June, bam, my weight loss completely stops. But my body was catching up and healing, praise God. So I actually was up 0.6 pounds in 30 days. And then in July, we're back on track, 10.4 pounds down. And then so far in August, I know August is almost over, but I'm at 1.3 pounds down, which is perfectly fine because my body is still just catching up because I just had surgery at the end of June. And we're slowly but surely getting into it. The other thing is I haven't been able to work out as much, okay? And I'm almost a year out. So my weight loss needs to start coming from working out. And at some point I'm going to, I think once I start physical therapy and they kind of get me back on the right track, I'm going to be A-okay on that. All right, so the other thing is my logbook. And the importance of your logbook is it actually shows you what you've recorded and what your moving average or the predicting weight should be, and what your average loss was for the week or what have you. So if you go down a little bit, okay, let me go down, and you can see if you look at the lost week here on the side where this cursor is, if you look at the loss per week, you can actually see it goes up, 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 up. It's 3.8, 3.94, and then it starts to go down. And on mine, it typically goes down, down, down until it hits, a really slow period. And during that period of time, you can tell, I figure the more lines that you have here, that's when you can really tell. Or the lesser the number is, like 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, 0.2, then you're falling into a plateau. But I think it has to be a loss of less than half a pound of 0 to or less than half a pound for over 2 weeks for you to call it a plateau, not just for a week. That's not a plateau, okay? So you can see that wasn't a plateau because I started going up, 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 up again, and then I did that same trend of going down. Well, and then I went through that little bit of period of time where it wasn't recording. But you can see, you remember in, I think it was May, you can see how this weight, it went up, 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 even to 6.7 pounds or loss per week. And then it started to go down, down, down. And then up again, and then all of a sudden, bam. That's where you can see I hit my plateau. See how long that was? That was over 2 weeks. Okay? And then it was really low. It went up a little bit and then went right back down. Okay? So that was definitely a plateau. So this moving average is nice because it gives you an idea of where your weight should be. And this logbook helps more if you're recording daily, because the more information you give it, the better off it is. So anyway, y'all, that's where I am with that. And then, of course, you can set up your settings, your start date, what you commit to lose, your goal weight, change the color scheme, password protected, and whatever else, okay? So there's my summary. There we are on that. Okay. Now, in addition to those 5, this one is also one of my favorites. It's basic and simple. If I've eaten something, then I click the donut, which I've seen reviews where they've complained about the donut and the wine glass to see if they will change them. So you click on the donut and it starts the countdown until I can drink something again. And it will actually, if you let it continue, it will actually pop up and say you can drink, but then it starts an automatic timer, I think for 2 or 3 hours. And then when that timer goes off, it'll pop up and say, hey, it's time for you to eat something. So if you're one of those who don't get hungry and you really need to be reminded, this is a good app for that too. If you've had something to drink prior to eating, they say that you should wait about 15 minutes so before you eat anything. So if you drink something, you click on the wine glass and then it'll give you a 15-minute count. Okay? You can also write notes for the day, and I've actually written some notes. I don't even remember what they were. So let's see. Oh, no. It'll record what you have. Let's see if I can find one that I did recently. Let's do this one. Okay. It'll record. Well, I'm trying to find one where I've used it multiple times during the day. But anyway, it'll record what you have clicked on. See whether or not you've clicked on eaten, whether you've drank something prior or whether you've eaten something prior. So it'll record that information. If you go to settings, you can set up for eating to drinking weight, drinking to eating weight, eating to eating weight, which mine is 3 hours. And then what it'll say, you can eat, you can drink, you should eat soon, you should eat. So just as a reminder, go to event details, display welcome screen up on startup. So you can click on those as well. All right. And then as far as Fooducate, that's just a grading system of food. So if you want to know if something is good for you or not, you can go there. One of the things with Fooducate that you actually have to watch is whether or not it's contradictory to what things that we know that we can get by with or things that we have been told by our nutritionists that are okay. For instance, Food Finder. I'm going to put in Premier Protein Shake. And once I put in Premier Protein Shake, you know that those are things that are our go-to, some of those shakes. Well, this gives you a score of a D for the protein shake. And you see some people are like, no, this makes me sad. They're very upset by that. But it'll also explain why it gives, that particular grade. But like I said, you just have to be aware of what your nutritionist has said is okay and what you believe to be okay. This is not total Bible, but there are some good things in here that will allow you to give you a good way to choose different foods. Yumly. If you don't have Yumly, you better get Yumly. It is awesome. It is so awesome. This is an app where you can go in and you can find different versions of different foods. And one of the things, I'm surprised it didn't pop up, but one of the things that I have on here a lot are low carb, high protein foods, paleo foods, different things like that. And they will pop up and are very good. It gives you the option of being able to go search to My Yums, things that you have chosen and that you have recorded and saved. It gives you a shopping list. I don't know if I have anything on the shopping list today. No. So, and then you can go in and you can set it up differently. But that is a great app for recipes. Then if you have an Jawbone, Fitbit, whatever it may be, my Jawbone was a lot cheaper than the Fitbit, so I went with that. And it will actually record sleeping, it'll record steps, and then it'll give you a food score for what you've eaten today. It also gives you different messages that you can go through that it takes the information that you've given it or that it's recorded on the Jawbone, and it'll give you suggestions on how to get better as far as the sleep, as far as your steps are concerned, and your weight is concerned. So, and mine says Dion because I don't know how to change the name back over because we traded Fitbits. And, well, I bought a new Fitbit for me, and his old one, it actually recorded too. The one that I had actually recorded with his name on it for some reason. So, anyway, you guys, those are the apps, and I know this video is probably quite a bit long, but I hope that those apps certainly were able to help you. Okay, you guys, that was the end of sharing my apps with you, and I hope that that video wasn't too long for you. I am probably going to upload the whole thing and not upload it in parts since I can do that, and you just take your time in watching it. And I hope that I gave a comprehensive view of the things that I use. And like I said, that isn't even half the apps that I've used over the course of this past year to help me with my journey. But those are the ones that I've stuck with and that I use on a daily basis for me right now to help out. So anyway, I love y'all. I will keep praying for you. You keep praying for me. Peace out, baby. Mwah.